Okay, so today we're diving deep into something pretty fascinating. It's about legacy
Mm.
and how we can be intentional about what we pass down to future generations.
Exactly. And the framework we'll be looking at today is called COPE, which stands for Clear Clutter, Organize, Preserve, and Empower.
COPE. We're using the insights of Vicky Peel from her life hacks to guide our exploration.
I think what's really cool about COPE is that it goes beyond just like cleaning out your closet or your attic.
Right, it's not just a spring cleaning spree.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. It's about curating a narrative of your life for, your kids, grandkids, generations to come.
Yeah, and Vicky emphasizes this idea of starting with clearing clutter, but she dives into a specific type of clutter that's called emotional clutter. Can you talk a bit more about that?
Oh, absolutely. So emotional clutter, it's those things we hold on to, out of a sense of guilt or obligation. Maybe it's a gift you never really liked, but you felt you had to keep, or clothes that don't fit anymore, but you're holding onto them
Yeah.
just in case.
Oh gosh, the just in case
Yeah,
items. Yeah, we all have those.
exactly. And all this stuff weighs us down, not just physically, but emotionally. And it can really cloud our judgment when we're trying to decide what truly reflects our values and the legacy we want to leave.
So it's like these emotional attachments are preventing us from seeing clearly what really matters.
Yeah, exactly. And her life hacks offer some practical tips on how to overcome this. Start by decluttering in small, manageable steps.
Small steps. Okay,
Yeah.
so don't try to tackle the whole house at once.
Right, exactly. Maybe just focus on one drawer today, then a shelf tomorrow, and so on. And another key point is being okay with letting go of things you've kept out of guilt or obligation.
So give yourself permission to let go.
Yes, and if the items are still useful, consider donating them. Someone else might really benefit from them. And then for things like old photos or letters or important documents, Vicky suggests digitizing them.
Well, that's a good idea. Scan those old photos, create digital backups.
Yeah, and you can even take it a step further. Record oral histories with your parents or grandparents, capture their stories and voices. That's a treasure you can't just download.
I love that's so much more meaningful than just a scanned photo.
Absolutely. And, another tip is to adopt the one in, one out rule.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
But how does that apply to legacy items and, even digital memories? Do I delete a photo every time I take a new one?
Well, it's not so much about deleting things as it is about being mindful about what you bring into your life, both physically and digitally, before you bring something new in. Ask yourself, does this add value to my life and the legacy I want to create?
So it's about being intentional with our choices.
Precisely. And if the answer is no, then maybe it's time to let it go. Remember, it's not about erasing memories. It's about being selective in what you preserve.
That makes sense. So we've tackled the clutter, both physical and emotional, and now we move on to the organized phase of COPE. And Vicky Peel introduces this interesting concept called the container concept. Can you explain what that is?
Sure. So think of it like this. Every meaningful item, every piece of your legacy needs a designated container, a physical box, a drawer, an album, or even a digital folder. This helps you keep things organized and prevents future clutter buildup because everything has its predetermined place.
So it's not just shoving things in a random drawer, it's about creating a system that makes sense for you.
Exactly. And the system should make it easy for you and others to find and appreciate these items. Imagine, your daughter wanting to find a specific photo or your grandson looking for a family recipe. A well thought out organization system can make all the difference.
Makes sense. And now we come to the core of COPE, the preserve stage. And her life hacks features this really touching story called Marie's Move that illustrates this concept beautifully.
Yeah, Marie's story is so powerful because it highlights that preserving our heritage is about so much more than just objects. It's about capturing stories, traditions, values, the essence of who we are. And by going through the COPE process, Marie was able to connect with her family history in a whole new way. And I think that's something we can all aspire to.
Absolutely. And her life hacks gives us some concrete actions we can take, like starting estate planning early. I know it's not the most fun topic, but
It is important, though, and it's not just about the legal documents. It can be an opportunity to have meaningful conversations with your family about your values and what you want to pass on.
yeah, that's a good point. And they also talk about creating a legacy box. What would that look like?
A legacy box is like a curated time capsule. It could include family photos, letters, a cherished family heirloom. You could even record yourself telling family stories or sharing memories associated with specific objects. Just imagine, wouldn't it be amazing to hear your grandmother's voice talking about her wedding ring or see your great-grandfather's handwritten recipe for his famous apple pie?
Oh, wow. Those are the things that truly bring the past to life.
Exactly, and her life hacks also suggest researching and documenting your family heritage, creating a family recipe box, labeling family heirlooms. There's so much we can do.
It seems like these small actions can really add up to create a rich tapestry of family history.
Absolutely, they become tangible expressions of your love and connection to those who came before you, and that's a powerful legacy to leave behind.
So it's not just about the stuff itself, it's about the stories and the meaning behind it.
Precisely. And that brings us to the final element of COPE, empower. Why is this so important?
Yeah, what does empower mean in this context?
It's the culmination of the whole process, you see. By taking control of our belongings and our stories, we're taking control of our legacy. We're empowering ourselves to decide how we want to be remembered. It's a journey of self-discovery that creates a lasting gift for future generations.
So COPE isn't just a decluttering method, it's a roadmap to connect with our past, create a meaningful present, and shape our legacy for the future.
Exactly. Think about it. What one item best represents your heritage, and how would you ensure it's preserved and shared with future generations? Think about the story behind it, the emotions it evokes, and how you can weave it into the tapestry of your family history.
Such a powerful question to ponder.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights on COPE today.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has inspired you to think about your own legacy and the stories you want to pass down. Remember, COPE, Clear Clutter. Organize, preserve, and empower. It's a journey worth taking.
It really is.
Until next time, happy decluttering, everyone.
Wow.